My beloved, come close. Come a closer still. For just a moment, let go of the distractions that surround you. Still the noise of the world that relentlessly demands your attention. Set aside the to-do list, the worries of tomorrow, the regrets of yesterday. Now. It is just you and I. And in this sacred space, I have an invitation for you. An invitation not for your ears, but for the deepest part of your being. Come closely and listen. Listen with the quiet stillness of your heart. I know, oh beloved one, that stillness is a luxury in your world. Your mind is a relentless battlefield where thoughts crash against each other like violent waves. Financial worries, work pressures, complex relationships, fears about the future. They scream within you, vying for control, leaving you feeling exhausted and lost. The world outside is no better. It constantly bombards you with information, images, sounds, a symphony of chaos designed to keep you busy, distracted, never truly alone with your own soul. But I invite you right now to find that stillness. Not the stillness of an empty room, but the stillness of a heart at rest. Picture your mind as a storm-tossed lake. Now, allow those waves to slowly subside. Each ripple of anxiety, each wave of fear, let them dissolve, returning the lake to its natural stillness, because it is only in that stillness that you can hear me. A still heart is the doorway to divine understanding. It is the fertile ground where the seeds of truth can sprout. When you clear away the static, you create a space for the voice of love to echo. It is not a loud shout that drowns out the storm, but a steady whisper, a gentle yet unshakable melody that is always there, waiting for you to listen. The phrase, my beloved, is not a poetic flourish. It is the essence of who you are in my eyes. You are not a number in a crowd, a nameless face among billions. You are known by me, cherished by me, held by me. When I call you beloved, I am affirming your intrinsic worth and your unparalleled significance. You are unique. You are precious. You are loved completely. The act of coming close is not merely a physical shift. It is a movement of the soul. It is a courageous decision to let go of the barriers you have erected, the walls of doubt, of the fear of being hurt, of the feeling of unworthiness. Coming close is an act of trust, an opening of the heart to allow a deeper, more authentic connection to be formed between you and I. And when you come with a still heart, you are ready to receive a truth that can change everything. A truth about a love that never leaves you. The love I speak of is unlike anything you have ever known or experienced in this world. Human love, as beautiful as it can be, is often fragile and conditional. It can fade with time, fracture under misunderstandings, and crumble under the weight of unmet expectations. It is like a fleeting breeze that rustles the leaves for a moment and then fades into silence, leaving a sense of emptiness. But my love is different. My love is a love that time nor tide can erode. It is not a fleeting emotion that comes and goes. It is an eternal reality, an unbreakable commitment. It is woven deep into the very fabric of your soul, a golden thread in the intricate tapestry of your life. It is not something added later. It is a core part of your being, present even before you took your first breath. Think of it. From the moment you were formed in your mother's womb, from the first morning breath that opened your infant lungs, my love was there, wrapping you like an invisible blanket. It journeyed with you through the innocence of childhood, sharing in your pure laughter. It was with you when you entered the dark valleys of life, the times you faced loss, betrayal, and utter disappointment. In the long, dark nights when you felt the entire world had turned its back on you, when your heart was shattered into a million pieces, my love was your silent, ever-present companion. And it was there, too, rejoicing with you on the highest peaks of joy, when you found success, when you found happiness, when you felt life was full. My love is not just a life raft in the storm. It is also the sunshine that makes your beautiful days even more radiant. This love is not fragile. It is not a flickering candle flame that can be extinguished by a gust of doubt or a harsh word. No, my love is an unquenchable fire, burning brightly in the depths of your soul. This fire has a purpose. Its function is to illuminate the dark corners where fear and loneliness whisper lies to your heart. When fear tells you that you are not good enough, this fire whispers the truth of your worth. When loneliness tells you that no one cares, this fire radiates the warmth of a constant presence. When doubt tells you that you have been forgotten, this fire illuminates the path back to trust. It is an eternal flame, an undying light, a promise etched into eternity. And it is for you, to truly understand the depth of this love. You must look even further back than the beginning of your life, further back than the beginning of time. Imagine a moment before the cosmos was formed, before the galaxies swirled in their dance, before the first stars were lit and named, before the mountains were raised and the oceans were filled. In the great stillness of eternity, you were in my mind. You are not an accident. You are not a random product of the universe. Your existence was known, anticipated, and loved from before the beginning of time. My love for you is like a song written just for you before the stars were named. Its melody is unique, just as you are unique. Its lyrics tell the story of your purpose and destiny, a story woven with threads of grace and mercy. This song is not a dirge or a lament. It is an anthem of resilience, a ballad of an unbreakable bond, a symphony of hope. And this song has no end. It was not played once and then silenced. It plays forever in the chambers of your soul. Sometimes the noise of the world may drown it out. The screams of fear may make you deaf to it. But it is still there. Try to listen now. In the stillness of your heart, can you feel it? It is like a gentle, constant rhythm underlying all the surface chaos. A rhythm of life, a rhythm of love, an eternal rhythm. It is my divine breath in you, the cadence of my never-failing presence. Hear the quiet echo of my promise, made before time began and lasting until after time is no more. I am with you always. I know there are times you feel I am distant. There are seasons in your life when your prayers seem to echo in an empty void. You may look to the heavens and see only silence. You may wonder if I am still listening, if I still care. In those moments, when my voice seems distant, hold on to this truth. Even when you cannot feel me, I am near. Nearer than you think. I am quietly orchestrating the details of your life with the most tender care. I am weaving your trials and your triumphs into a tapestry of meaning you cannot yet see in its entirety. I am turning your pain into strength and your tears into pearls of wisdom. You are never out of my reach. You are never a forgotten detail in the grand tapestry of my grace. You are the center of it. You are the reason it exists. From the beginning, and for all of eternity, you are held in a love that never, ever lets you go. And because I love you with such a love, I also see you completely. I don't just see the person you present to the world. I see deeper, past the layers of masks, past the forced smiles, past the strong exterior you try to maintain. I see your heart, and I understand the inner battles you face every day. I see within you the struggle, the relentless wrestling of your soul between hope and despair. It is like a tug-of-war taking place in the depths of your being. On one side is hope, the fierce longing for a brighter tomorrow, the flickering belief that things can change, that wounds can be healed, that joy is real. Hope whispers to you of potential, of untapped possibilities, of the light at the end of the tunnel. But on the other side, with an equally powerful pull, is despair. Despair is the shadow of hope. It tells you there is no way out, that you are forever stuck in your current circumstances. It reminds you of all the times you have tried and failed, all the promises that were broken, all the dreams that turned to dust. It paints a bleak future, a repetition of past pains. This battle is also between longing and disappointment. You long to be loved unconditionally, to be understood completely, to feel at peace in your soul. It is a fundamental human need, placed there in your heart by me. But when those longings seem to go unanswered, when you feel misunderstood, abandoned, unloved, a painful sense of despair, a bitter disappointment begins to creep in. I see you oscillate between these two poles every day. There are mornings you wake up with a heart full of hope, ready to face the world. But then a single word, an event, a sudden memory can pull you back into the abyss of despair before the sun sets. And in the darkest moments, when despair seems to be winning, you begin to ask the existential questions. You might ask, is there anyone truly left when you are stripped bare? When the roles you have to play each day are over, when you take off the mask of confidence and success, when you are left alone with your fears and insecurities, is anyone still there? When the applause of the world fades, when the accolades cease, when you are no longer the center of attention, when your self-worth is no longer validated by external achievements, do you still have value? When your heart feels like a barren wasteland parched for love, empty of meaning and covered in the dust of loneliness, will anyone come and make it bloom again? It is in these questions that the fear of abandonment becomes most palpable. And it is in these questions that I want you to hear my answer, echoing across the desert of your soul. I am still here. I am always here. And my love does not depend on the world's applause or the fertility of your heart. It is constant. I know your heart aches from the wounds you hide. The world sees only the surface. They see your smile, but I see the reason behind it. They hear your laughter, but I hear the echo of the pain you are trying to cover. I see the nights of unseen tears, when you bury your face in your pillow so no one will hear your sobs. I count every single tear, and each one is precious to me. I see the moments you stand in a crowd but feel utterly alone, as if you are encased in an invisible glass that separates you from the rest of humanity. You may smile, nod, engage in conversation, but inside you are screaming. I know that feeling, the feeling of believing you are utterly alone in the universe. It is one of the quietest and heaviest burdens a soul can bear. But I want you to know a deeper truth. It is in those very moments of extreme loneliness that you are not alone at all. Those very moments have been held most tenderly by my presence. When you felt all was lost, when friends turned away, when family didn't understand, when you had nowhere else to turn, I was your silent companion. I sat beside you in the darkness, not to offer platitudes, but simply to be there, sharing your burden in the silence. When your mind was spinning in confusion and your heart was numb with pain, my steady hand was reaching through the fog to hold you, even when you were unaware. Vast, empty spaces in your life, the places where you feel abandoned, vacant, and forgotten, you may see them as proof of your loneliness. But I see them differently. To me, those are the arenas where my love moves invisibly, working quietly, clearing the debris, preparing the ground, and building a safe refuge for you, even if you cannot see it yet. The loneliness you feel is a false witness to your true condition. The feeling is real, the pain is real, but the conclusion that you are actually alone is a lie. It does not reflect the truth of your place in my heart. I am not distant. I am closer than your own breath. I am nearer than your next heartbeat. When your soul aches with loneliness, when old wounds bleed anew, when the whispers of doubt say that no one cares, none of it is ever missed by me, I hear, I see, I feel, and I am holding you. Though sometimes hidden behind the veil of your own emotions, you are always held securely in the palm of my hand. You are never alone. Never doubt every tear that falls from your eyes, whether from sorrow, anger, or frustration, is precious to me. They are not signs of weakness. They are liquid prayers, honest expressions of an aching heart. Every sigh that escapes your chest echoes through my eternal chambers. I hear it all, and the wounds you carry, the fresh bleeding ones and the old ones, long buried under layers of calloused scars, I see them too. You may think of them as reminders of your failures, your mistakes, the times you were hurt. You may try to hide them, to be ashamed of them, but I want you to see them in a different light. Those wounds are not a sign of your failure. They are an invitation to draw closer to me. An invitation to stop trying to heal yourself in your own strength. An invitation to taste the river of healing that flows ceaselessly from my very presence. Do not rush past your pain. Do not bury it under a false front of strength. Do not pretend everything is okay when inside you are falling apart. Instead, be brave. Bring it to me. Bring all the brokenness, the chaos, the ugliness of that pain, and place it in my hands. Am not afraid of your brokenness. I am not shocked by the darkest corners of your soul. I do not turn away at the sight of your scars. On the contrary, I am drawn to them, because I am a master potter. Imagine yourself as a piece of clay in my hands. Life, with its pressures and impacts, has left cracks and chips on you. You might look at those cracks and see imperfection, damage. But I, the potter, see a different potential. I am gently reshaping your heart, not to erase the cracks, but to make them part of a design more beautiful than you can imagine. Those cracks and fissures do not diminish your value. They reveal the places where my light can enter and shine most brightly. It is through your broken places that my grace flows most powerfully. It is through your wounds that my healing is revealed. You think you are stumbling, but I am writing a story of hope through your very trembling steps. Every scar will become a testimony to the redeeming power of my love. So, come, bring me your broken pieces. I will not discard them. I will make them a masterpiece. In your inner battle, one of the most cunning enemies is self-doubt. It is a persistent voice, a toxic whisper that creeps in at your most vulnerable moments. When the applause of the world fades, when you face failure, when you are criticized or abandoned, that voice begins to speak. See, you're worthless. You're not good enough. You're not worthy of love. This creeping anxiety whispers in the quiet hours of the night, telling you stories of inadequacy and fear. It replays every past mistake, magnifies every flaw, and paints a portrait of you as a hopeless failure. I want you to know that voice is a liar. It is the voice of the enemy of your soul, and its only purpose is to steal the joy, peace, and purpose I have for you. I invite you to treat those feelings and thoughts not as your captors, but as signposts. Signposts that point you toward a deeper reliance on my truth. When you feel unworthy, let it be a reminder to run to me, the one who declares you priceless. The love I offer is not a demand for you to perform. It is not a reward for good behavior or stellar achievements. It is a gift. It is an invitation to rest. Come to me as you are, with your scars, your questions, your doubts. You do not need to clean yourself up before you come. You do not need to hide a thing. I have already seen it all, and I still call you beloved. Doubt, oh beloved one, can feel like a thief in the night, stealing your confidence and your joy. It casts a shadow over the brilliant promises I have set before you, causing you to see only obstacles and difficulties. Doubt tilts your heart toward the unanswered questions, the trials that seem to test the very foundation of your belief. But even doubt can serve a sacred purpose. Doubt opens the door for a deeper search. It pushes you not just to accept faith blindly, but to wrestle with it, to question it, and ultimately to own it personally. A longing, when met with my truth, gives birth to far stronger roots of faith and a far more brilliant spiritual growth. So in moments of uncertainty, do not turn from me in shame. Bring me the doubts themselves. Lay your hard questions before me. I am not afraid of them. I weave every question and every longing of yours into the tapestry of your life for a purpose that often lies beyond your current understanding. And when you doubt your worth, my plans for you stop. Take a deep breath. And remember this: you were fashioned by my careful hands. You are not a mass-produced product. You are a one-of-a-kind work of art, fearfully and wonderfully made. I wove you together in the secret place, and every detail of you is known and loved by me. You were created with a purpose that only you can fulfill, a song that only you can sing. Your value is not determined by the opinions of others or by your successes and failures. Your value is absolute and unchangeable because it is rooted in me, your loving Creator. You are my child, and that is enough, always enough. On the journey of the soul, there are 3 invisible enemies that are especially cunning and powerful. They are the thieves of peace, the destroyers of joy. Their names are fear, anxiety, and doubt. I see how they assail you, how they weigh upon your heart, and I want to arm you to face them. I see how fear creeps into your quiet moments. It is like a specter, whispering in the shadows and shaking the pillars of your soul. It paints worst-case scenarios in your mind, paralyzing you and keeping you from acting. The fear may be of failure, of rejection, of the uncertainty of the future, or even fear of your own self. It is like invisible chains that bind your feet and silence the song of hope in your heart. That yes, fear is a thief, come to rob you of your soul's peace, but fear is often misunderstood. Sometimes it comes to you not as an enemy, but as a herald of change. It is a signpost, marking the border between your familiar, safe world and the vast unknown where true growth awaits. When you feel fear, it is often a sign that you are on the threshold of a breakthrough, an opportunity to expand your faith and your courage. So when fear tries to lock your spirit in its cage, do not forget that I am your unshakable refuge. I am the fortress that no enemy can penetrate. I am the light that no darkness can extinguish. Run to me, when the howling winds of uncertainty and fear rise. Know that I am the eternal anchor, holding you steady with an unshakable love. I am whispering courage into the depths of your soul. Every tremor you feel in the face of fear is not a sign of weakness, but an invitation to lean deeper into my presence, where your true courage is born. Remember, beloved, you are bigger than your fears. You are bigger than your doubts. Your true identity is found in me, so let your fear become your prayer. Turn every anxiety into a reason to seek me, and you will find that my perfect love has the power to cast out all fear. Anxiety, fear's uneasy companion. It is the relentless churning of the heart and mind, like a storm on the sea that rises suddenly, without warning. Anxiety pulls your mind into an endless vortex, a labyrinth of what-if questions. What if I fail? What if they don't like me? What if the worst happens? This vortex leads nowhere but to exhaustion and despair. You can feel tossed and dragged by the waves of anxiety, out of control with the horizon of peace no longer in sight. But listen, my child, even when the sea rages most fiercely, I am the anchor that lies deep beneath the surface, steady and strong. My presence is not distant or indifferent to your storm. I am the quiet voice that whispers peace into the depths of your soul, even amidst the roar of the waves. When anxiety threatens to overwhelm you, listen for my voice rising above the noise. You are safe here. My love surrounds you, even when the storm rages at its fiercest. I invite you to let go of anxiety. It was never meant to be your burden to carry alone. Give it to me. Cast that weight at my feet and let my peace, a peace that transcends all human understanding, begin to guard your heart and your mind. This peace is a shield, protecting you from the flaming arrows of despair and the toxic whispers of unworthiness. Let me lead you to a place where peace flows like a river, a place where your soul can finally breathe freely again. Doubt is like a thick fog that unexpectedly envelops your path. It makes the way forward uncertain and treacherous. What was once clear now becomes obscured. You begin to doubt my guidance, my promises, and even my very presence. Doubt makes your heart heavy with unanswered questions, and it tests the very foundation of the faith you have built. But as I have said, even doubt has a purpose. It is an invitation to seek more deeply. It is an opportunity for your faith to cease being your parents, your pastors, or your communities, and to become your own dot in those moments of uncertainty. Do not turn away from me. Instead, do the opposite. Bring your doubts raw, messy, and painful, and place them in my hands. I can handle them. I can bear the weight of your questions. I am the light that no darkness can extinguish, a lighthouse whose warm beam penetrates even the thickest fog of despair and doubt. When you cannot see the path, look to me. Remember, faith is not the absence of doubt. Faith is the courageous choice to move forward despite its presence. It is the decision to take my hand even when you cannot see me. Let the seed of doubt, when watered by the river of your trust in me, wither away. And from that soil, a stronger, more resilient, and more authentic faith will sprout and grow. I will never abandon you in the fog. I am your faithful guide. Now, beloved, I want you to etch into your very being the true nature of the love I have. For you need to understand how different it is from anything the world can offer, so that you can stand firm when the storms of life hit. The world teaches you that love is something to be earned. You have to be smart enough, beautiful enough, successful enough, wealthy enough, funny enough. Your value, and therefore your lovability, is measured by an endless list of external criteria. Do you have a good job? Do you have a perfect family? How many followers do you have on social media? When you succeed, the world cheers for you. When you fail, it turns its back. The world's love is a fickle, shifting, and exhausting thing. My love is completely different, Dot. My love for you does not depend on your success or your failure. It does not increase when you do the right thing and decrease when you do the wrong thing. It is not affected by your bank balance, the title on your business card, or the number of people who admire you. My love does not depend on your fame or your value as the world measures it. I love you, period. I love you when you are on the mountaintop of glory, and I love you just the same when you are in the valley of shame. I love you when you are strong and confident, and I love you just the same when you are weak and full of doubt. I am the love that never leaves. I am the love that never turns away, that never says, "You've gone too far. You've disappointed me one too many times." There is no mistake big enough to push you out of my embrace. There is no darkness thick enough to hide you from my loving gaze. My love embraces your imperfections, your sharp edges, the parts you try to hide from the world. And it still calls you my dear one. You don't have to earn it. You cannot lose. It is a gift, given freely and forever. Let this truth set you free from the burden of performance, of having to be perfect. In my love, you can just be. There are many powerful forces in this universe. The gravity that holds the planets in their orbits, the power of a Category 5 hurricane, the energy released from a star. But I want you to know that there is no force in this universe, seen or unseen, greater than the commitment of my heart to you. This is not a passing feeling. This is an eternal decision, an unbreakable vow. No failure of yours, no matter how devastating, can dissolve my desire to be with you. No wall you build is high enough to stop my love from reaching you. Let this truth sink deep into you, like the roots of the mightiest ancient tree digging deep into the soil. Those roots hold the tree steady, even when the fiercest storm winds howl and beat against its trunk. In the same way, the truth of my commitment will be your source of strength and stability, keeping you from being knocked over by the storms of life. As you walk your path, know that you are not walking alone on an empty, aimless road. You are journeying on a path held securely in the palm of my hand. I know the way ahead. I have gone before you to clear the path. I am walking beside you to support you, and I am walking behind you to protect you. You are completely surrounded. You are securely kept. My commitment to you is absolute, unchangeable, and unmatched. My love does not just tolerate your imperfections. It embraces them. The world tells you to hide your weaknesses, to put your best foot forward, to project an image of perfection. But I tell you the opposite. Come to me as you are. Bring me your scars, the silent testimonies of the battles you have fought. I see them not as marks of failure, but as medals of survival. Bring me your questions, the messy, unanswered ones that trouble your mind. I do not need you to have all the answers. I am the answer. Bring me your doubts, the trembling feelings of uncertainty that shake your foundations. I can bear their weight. My love creates a safe space for you to be utterly vulnerable, completely authentic. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to be strong. You can lay down the burden of performance and simply rest in my complete acceptance. I embrace all of who you are, the good, the bad, and the parts you think are unlovable. And in my embrace, I whisper to your soul an unchanging truth. You are. My dear one. As I said, this never-leaving love is a song written for you from before time. It is a melody that never ends, that plays forever in the chambers of your soul. This song is your true identity. It is the melody of grace, the melody of forgiveness, the melody of purpose. It harmonizes perfectly with who I created you to be. When you feel lost, it is because you have forgotten the melody of this song. When you feel anxious, it is because you are listening to the discordant notes of fear and doubt. I invite you to be still and listen to it again. Feel my presence as a gentle, constant rhythm beneath the noise of your fear. That is the cadence of that eternal song. It is a constant reminder that you are loved, that you belong to me, that you are safe. Let this melody become the soundtrack to your life. Let it guide your thoughts, shape your words, and motivate your actions. When you live in harmony with this song, you will find a peace and a joy that no circumstance can take away. It is the song of your true home. This is the center of this entire message, the promise I want you to carry with you every day, in every moment. I never leave you. I am always with you. My presence is the one unchangeable constant in a world of flux. In your darkest hour, when you feel that all is lost, when you believe that no one on this earth cares for you, it is then that my presence is strongest. I am the silent companion who sits with you in the darkness, my steady hand reaching through the confusion and pain to hold you. You may not see me, but I am there. I am your steadfast guide, ever present and eager to lead you home to peace. I have never left you, not for a single second. Life is like an ocean, sometimes calm, sometimes stormy. When the storms of loss, sickness, or disappointment rise and threaten to sink you, remember that I am your anchor. This anchor lies deep beneath the angry waves, unseen but steadfast and unmovable. While the boat of your life may be tossed violently, on the surface, the anchor of my love holds you firm, keeping you from drifting into the sea of despair. I am the high rock that stands firm even when all around you is crumbling. You may think of me as a being far away in some distant heaven, but the truth is the opposite. I am not distant. I am closer than your own breath. I am nearer than your next heartbeat. In the quiet darkness of the night, where the chaos of your mind sows doubt and fear, I am there, holding you in the pre-dawn stillness. Feel my breath on your cheek. My presence is not a philosophical concept. It is a living, intimate, and continuous reality. You are intertwined in my love. The peace I give you is not a fragile, breakable feeling. It is a shield. Let my peace, which surpasses all understanding, guard your heart and your mind. This peace is a mighty shield against the flaming arrows of despair and the toxic whispers of unworthiness. When the enemy of your soul attacks with lies, this shield of peace will deflect them, keeping the core of who you are safe and unharmed. I am anchoring you in my strength, especially when your own strength is gone. The fire of my love burns brightly within you, always. It illuminates the darkest corners where fear and loneliness whisper doubts into your heart. Even in the darkest night of the soul, there is a radiant light that I have placed within you, a light that cannot be extinguished. You are never left in the darkness or abandoned in the silence. I am the lighthouse standing tall on the jagged shore, my light piercing the darkest night, guiding you safely through the turbulent waters of your mind and your life. Turn toward my light, and the shadows will be forced to flee. Beloved, understanding my love is the first step, but I do not want you to be just a passive observer. I invite you to step into a dynamic process of healing and restoration. This is my invitation to you. The love I offer is an invitation to rest, not a demand to perform. The invitation is simple. Come to me as you are. I do not ask you to be perfect before you come. I do not ask you to have all the answers. I do not ask you to hide the ugly parts, the parts you are ashamed of. Bring it all. Bring your scars. They are part of your story, and I want to honor the resilience they represent. Bring your questions. They are the sign of a searching soul, and I delight in that search. Bring your doubts. They are the opportunity for your faith to become deeper. Bring your anger, your sorrow, your jealousy, your fear. I can handle it all. In my presence. You do not have to pretend. You are freed from the burden of trying. You can let it all go and be held in a love that accepts you completely and without condition. This is the starting point of all healing. As I have said, the wounds you carry are not signs of failure. They are an invitation to come closer, to allow me to touch your most painful places. True healing does not come from ignoring the pain. It comes from facing it in the safety of my presence. Do not rush through the pain or bury it under a facade of strength. Instead, be brave enough to bring it to me. I am not afraid of your brokenness. I am not repelled by the intensity of your pain. I am the great healer, and I am drawn to the places that need healing. When you entrust your wounds to me, you are allowing me to begin the deepest work of transformation. You are turning your pain into a doorway for deeper intimacy with me and a restoration you could never achieve on your own. One of the greatest sources of human anxiety and suffering is the need to control everything and to have the answers to every question right now. You want to know what the future holds. You want to understand why things happened the way they did. I invite you to let go. Let go of the need to be in control. Let go of the burden of having to figure everything out on your own. I invite you to step into the quiet confidence that I am at work in every corner of your life, even when you cannot see or understand it. Trust my timing, even when the waiting feels too long. My plan for you is always woven with perfect purpose and love, even when the pieces don't seem to fit together from your perspective. I challenge you to release the need to see the entire path from start to finish. Instead, simply place your hand in mine, and take the next small step, and then the next. Trust that I am leading you, even in the dark. This release will free you from an enormous weight and open the door to peace. Shame and condemnation are prisons of the soul. Shame tells you, you are a mistake. Condemnation endlessly reminds you of your past failures. They keep you in chains, preventing you from stepping into the freedom and joy I have for you. Today, I invite you to put the key in the lock and open that prison door. Do not carry shame for the struggles that are defining this season for you. Shame breeds isolation, but my love calls you into community with me and with others. You are not alone in your struggle. Lay down every accusation and condemnation you have absorbed, from others or from yourself. Let my forgiveness flood every crevice of your being, washing away what you believe is too heavy to carry. Forgiveness is not proof of weakness. It is the dawn breaking through the darkest night. It is my promise that you are no longer bound by past mistakes or failures. You are forgiven completely and totally. You are free. My grace is not a stagnant pond. It is a river that never runs dry, that is always flowing. This river flows freely to cleanse, restore, and renew your soul. Whenever you feel dirty from a mistake, immerse yourself in the river of grace and let it wash you clean. Whenever you feel dry and depleted, come drink from this river and let it quench your soul's thirst. Whenever you feel old and tired, let this river bring new life. And a fresh start. My supply of grace is limitless. You can never use it up. You can never do something that will make it stop flowing. It is available to you every day, every hour, every minute. Come and receive. The world teaches you to be strong, to hide your weakness. But in my kingdom, there is a divine paradox. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. My child, do not be afraid to admit your need for me again and again. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is a gateway to transformation. When you stop trying in your own strength and begin to rest deeply in my embrace, that is when my true power can begin to work through you. When you feel your trembling soul exposed, remember that you are being held by the same hands that created the stars. Every tremor you feel is not a sign of failure, but an invitation to lean deeper into my presence, where your courage is born. In your weakness, you will find my strength. Amid the screams of the world and the chaos in your own mind, my voice is often not the thunder. It is a gentle voice, a whisper. My voice may be gentle, sometimes just a whisper in the storm, but it is unshakable and sure. It is the voice in the desert, the calm in the eye of the storm, the peace that surpasses all understanding woven into your very breath. When anxiety threatens to overwhelm, listen for my whisper. Peace, I am here. You are safe. When fear tries to paralyze you, listen for my whisper. Do not be afraid. I am with you. When loneliness envelops you, listen for my whisper. You are beloved. I am the stillness in the storm, the calm voice that whispers peace to your restless mind. Learn to recognize my voice. It will be your greatest guide and comfort. Beloved, the journey of faith is not a one-time event, but a process, a constant dance of letting go, trusting, and waiting. These are the practical steps of transformation. The word surrender often carries a negative connotation in your world, evoking images of defeat, of giving in to an enemy. But in my kingdom, surrender is one of the most powerful and courageous acts you can perform. Surrender is not giving up. It is giving over. It is the acknowledgement that you are not God, that you do not have all the answers, and that you cannot get through this on your own. The act of surrender is not a sign of weakness, but the mightiest declaration of your strength and courage. It takes far more strength to open your hand and let go than to cling tightly to the illusion of control. Your surrender is the key that unlocks the peace, and joy I have stored up for you. Do not resist surrender as if it were a loss. Instead, open yourself to the abundant freedom it brings. When you surrender, you are not failing. You are winning. You are winning the war against the prideful ego, the paralyzing anxiety, and the war need to prove yourself. This surrender is a victory of trust, a reliance that reveals the true depth of your dependence on me. This is the invitation to step from the paralyzing grip of anxiety into the liberating embrace of faith. Surrender your trembling soul, your doubts, and every ache of loneliness into the fullness of my love. I am here, unshakable and tender, waiting to heal what only I can restore. Trust the process that is unfolding in your soul, even when it is unseen. Faith thrives best in the soil of surrender. When you try to control everything, you are relying on your own strength. But when you let go, you create the space to rely on my strength. It is when you release your grip on what you think the future must hold that you can truly clasp my hand more tightly. I am calling you to awaken to the reality that your faith is a living, breathing relationship with me, one that deepens as you lean into me with greater dependence. Surrender is not the end point. It is the starting point of a deeper adventure of faith. Many think that faith means never feeling fear or doubt. This is not true. Trust is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to walk through it with me by your side. Faith is not the absence of doubt, but the resolute choice to believe in spite of it. Trust is an active choice. It is the choice to place your trembling heart into my hands, confident that I am holding you securely, even when all your senses scream the opposite. It is the brave choice to move forward, one step at a time, even when you cannot see the path ahead. Trust the process unfolding in your soul, and trust me, the one who is guiding it. One of the most difficult aspects of faith is trusting my timing. In your impatience, you may feel that I have forgotten you, that I am slow to act. You pray for a breakthrough, and there seems to be only silence. Trust my timing. My plan for you is always woven with perfect purpose and love. Every moment I am weaving the threads of your life with a deep wisdom your eyes cannot yet see. The waiting is not just a pause. It is a sacred pause where your faith is stretched, refined. It reaches beyond what the eye can see, and the foot can step, reaching for the unseen embrace of my presence. Trust not in what you see, but in who I am. Faith is not a system of rules or a set of doctrines. It is a living, breathing relationship with me. This relationship is not static. It grows, it deepens, it changes. It thrives most when you recognize your complete dependence on me, the not yets of your life, the healing not yet come, the answer not yet revealed, the peace not yet fully felt. They are not a sign of my absence. The not yet is the space where my grace is working silently and powerfully. I will shape your broken pieces into something radiant, your hesitant belief into unshakable trust. Keep leaning on me. When you feel anxious, do this. Stop. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And as you inhale, breathe in my presence as a balm for your anxious soul. As you exhale, breathe out your worries, your fears, your doubts. Imagine my arms wrapping around you in tenderness, a shelter from every storm. Let your fear become your prayer, your anxieties lifted as fragrant incense, your doubts laid gently at my feet. This is the act of faith in real time. Your world hates waiting. Everything must be fast, immediate. But in the economy of the soul, waiting is an essential tool. Waiting is not wasted time. It is a holy pause. Just as the earth waits expectantly under the frost of winter, your soul in its waiting season is quietly gathering strength, unseen by the hurried world, but felt deeply by me, your creator. I am cultivating patience in you, shaping resilience like a potter, gently but firmly molding clay. shaping you into a vessel worthy of my glory. There is a hidden beauty in the delay, a beauty often obscured by your impatience and frustration. Look beyond the surface of your waiting to the invisible threads of grace being woven through your everyday. Trust that what feels like a delay to you is in fact my perfect preparation. I am aligning everything into place, preparing your heart, and waiting for the perfect moment to act. Each moment of endurance is a thread in a grand tapestry, purposeful and precious. The patience I am cultivating in you is like a seed. It needs time in the darkness of the soil to germinate. But trust that it will bloom in seasons to come, bearing fruit that will nourish not only your soul, but the souls of many around you. Let your soul find refuge in my promises without needing to understand the full story. Let your heart be still, listening deeply to the gentle rhythm of my spirit. I am sowing hope in you, like an underground river beneath a desert, unseen but vibrant, waiting for the moment to burst forth in freshness and life. Sometimes, the waiting is accompanied by my silence. You pray, but hear only your own echo. The curtain of silence you perceive is not emptiness. It is not indifference or abandonment. That silence is my holy breath surrounding you, whispering comfort when words are no longer enough. I am not silent because I have forgotten you, but because I am forging a testimony of trust that will echo through your life and beyond. In the stillness where you think I remain silent, I am whispering. I am working with perfect timing, moving behind the scenes, like a master conductor of a symphony whose finale you have not yet heard. Trust the silence. As you walk this journey of surrender, trust, and waiting, a miracle will happen. Your soul will begin to transform. You will begin to discover who you truly are and the eternal purpose I have for you. My love is not just for you individually. It is also expressed through others. You are not made to walk this journey alone. Do not carry your burdens in secret. Share your heart, not just with me, but with those I have placed around you as pillars of support. Community is a reflection of my kingdom on earth, a tapestry of love where healing begins and faith is renewed. Open your heart to those who can pray with you, who can encourage you when the night feels endless. Allow others to carry my light into your life. Together, you will find strength, and I will multiply your courage. In shared vulnerability, there is immense power. As you begin to live in the truth of my never-leaving love, you will experience an inner rebirth. Walk with me in this truth, and you will find a strength that defies any limit you have ever known. Your courage, which may have been trampled and nearly extinguished, will be reborn, burning brighter than ever before, and you will discover a joy, a deep, abiding joy that is not dependent on external circumstances. It is a joy that no sorrow can steal, because it is rooted not in what is happening around you, but in the truth of who you are in me. Let me lead you gently from the shadows of the past into the brilliant dawn of my peace and joy. The end result of this journey is peace, not the peace of the world, which is merely the temporary absence of conflict, but my peace. Allow my peace, a peace that surpasses all human understanding, to guard your heart and your mind. This peace is a shield against the arrows of despair and the whispers of unworthiness. It is the cradle in the storm, the quiet eye in the hurricane of your fear. This peace is not fragile. It is eternal. It is rooted in the trust that I, the Alpha and the Omega, the faithful promise, will never fail you. Breathe this peace in. Live in it. It is your home. Amidst all of this, the most important thing is that you begin to see yourself the way I see you. I call you my beloved, my cherished child, my creation made in love and for love. You are not the sum of your failures. You are the masterpiece I am creating through every trial. I have molded you with infinite care. Every cell of your being is a masterpiece crafted in love and destined for glory. You are not defined by your fragile moments. but by my unfailing grace. The scars you carry are not marks of failure, but emblems of my redeeming grace at work, turning brokenness into glorious strength. You are forgiven beyond any limit, restored, beyond any mistake you think you have made. You are a beloved child of my heart, woven into a divine tapestry of purpose and unending love. You were fashioned by my careful hands, fearfully and wonderfully made, with a purpose that only you can fulfill. Your purpose is sealed by my promise. Your calling a flame that only burns brighter the closer you draw to me. And now I call you to take your place. You are not just loved. You are a love bearer. You are my warrior, my light carrier into dark places. You carry a divine fire that no darkness can extinguish. Stand tall, not in your own strength, but in the power of my spirit. Within you, you are part of an unshakable kingdom. Your identity is not defined by the fleeting winds of circumstance, but by the eternal heart of your Creator. No matter how bad your yesterday was, no matter how many times you have stumbled, remember this. My love always brings a new beginning, as surely as the dawn breaks through the night. My love begins anew in you each day. My mercies are new every morning. Every day is a blank page, a fresh opportunity to walk in grace, to love, to be healed, and to live in your purpose. This is the ultimate transformation. I invite you to join me in this wondrous work. Let me turn your fear into faith. Let me turn your doubt into devout worship. Let me turn your trembling into a powerful testimony of all my power. This is my promise. This is my work in you. And now, my beloved, as we come to the end of this message, it is really only a beginning. This is the start of a sacred journey, one we will walk together, hand in hand, heart to heart. I have laid my heart bare to you. Now the choice is yours. Will you step forward with me now, trusting in this never-leaving love? Let this be the moment you believe it again, perhaps for the very first time. If your heart is stirring at these words, do not turn away. Embrace this love as your constant companion, your refuge in the storm, your home. Step forward with me, hand in hand, from the shadows of fear into the light of a courage born of love. Will you choose to trust me, not because you see the path, but because you know the one who is lighting it? If your heart has been touched by this truth, do not keep it to yourself. This world is full of souls who are desperate to hear that they are loved, that they are not alone. Hold it close to your heart and share it with others who need to hear it too. Become a hope bearer. Become a living testimony of a healing love. Save this message. Return to it in times of struggle, in times of doubt, in times of loneliness. Let these words wash over you again and again until they become a part of who you are. And know you are never alone. I am with you always. Now, go boldly into your days, secure in the knowledge that I go before you. I surround you, and I will never, ever let you go. You are chosen, you are beloved, and you are mine forever. Amen.